my last video, I showed you a product that did £44,000 in sales within its first 30 days, and that got to actually number 2 bestseller. Not quite number 1, but number 2. I then launched another product very recently and has also got to bestseller within just a few days. So here is a week's time period. In the first 7 days, it did £13,313 and 21 pence in sales. This product also got bestseller within 72 hours. Now that does sound amazing. Oh my God, bestseller in 72 hours. And yeah, it's great for clickbait, but the reality is that it won't stay bestseller for the whole entire period of its time. And that's because a new product doesn't have multiple keyword rankings across all of the different keywords where your products can be sold. Over time, can work on those keyword rankings, which will bring more organic sales and hopefully get up to that bestseller again. So don't think to yourself, oh my God, it's bestseller in 72 hours and now it's gonna be bestseller forever. That's not really how it works. So this isn't some hatchet theory developed by some gremlin or some nonsense that you might get from Udemy. This is a tried and tested, proven system, which I'm going to show you today. Now, there is a warning. This does actually take some work. So if you're looking for a magic money go faster button, this isn't it. If you are serious about selling on Amazon, then definitely pay attention to this video. One of the most daunting things about starting up on Amazon, and especially your first product, is wondering, is this gonna work? When will I get a return on investment? And usually if you've created a good product, you're probably gonna sell out before your next stock order comes in. So the goal is to turn around your initial stock as quickly as possible, get your profit back, and then funnel it into more stock. Because at that point, you've validated the product, you've validated the marketing, and you've given yourself more confidence to continue. The problem with getting a quick turnaround is normally to speed up that turnaround, people will spend more money on PPC, which lowers their profit margin. So surely there must be a better way to launch your products. I've been able to create a system that can drive massive amounts of sales within a very short time frame. If you know that you have a predictable system to launch your products, it means buying them and getting them turned around in the stock and all the profit becomes a lot easier and something that you're way more confident to do. Before I teach you the strategy, you need to understand this first. Amazon doesn't give a shit about you or how well your product is branded. They don't actually care that much. They only care about making money. They couldn't give a fucking flying fuck about you. The very simple way that you can tell that is if you are an Amazon seller and you've ever dealt with seller support, you will know they don't give a shit about you. Call me cynical, but it's just a fact. If you're the one that gets butthurt from selling on Amazon, someone else is just going to fill your place. Amazon doesn't really care about you. They make money from you as a seller at every single step. It starts when you sign up for a professional plan, but fulfillment fees, selling fees, storage fees, PPC fees, other fees, even when you want a bloody customer to use a coupon, you're giving a fee to Amazon for like nothing. You also need to understand that Amazon wants to make more money. So they are also greedy as well. They want new customers or customers coming back to Amazon, and then they want them coming back again and again and again and again as cheaply as possible, making buying decisions as quickly as possible. This is why if you drive traffic from off of Amazon to your Amazon listing and people buy your products, you get in the good graces of the Amazon gods. You are rewarded with this biblical BSR metric. In my last video, here it is, I talked about the importance of 2 metrics, click-through rate and conversion rate. If you've not seen it, go check it out right now. Those are the things that drive the sales day to day on Amazon. But I'm gonna kind of forget some of the stuff I taught you in that last video and replace it for some of the stuff I'm going to teach you in this video. These 2 things can happen at the same time. So don't think just because I told you this, that this doesn't matter, or I'm telling you this doesn't matter. They are not mutually exclusive. They can both happen. When I launch a product and when you launch a product, this is the exact process you want to follow. Stock comes into Amazon. The first thing you're going to need to do is get some initial sales, get some initial reviews on there, start gathering some data about your listing to validate that it converts and it can be profitable for you. With reviews, you can use Vine, and if you're brand registered, you actually get Vine credits as well. I would normally wait before you have a handful of reviews before you go on to the next stage. After I validated that the images are working, if they've not, I will rework them and do some more testing. When I'm testing, I want low reviews and I want the highest price because I want to see how the listing is converting with everything stacked against it. If it's killing it, you know that you can turn up the launch and really get some killer results. This is my usual process, but literally the other day I thought, you know what, I'm going to try something new. I launched a brand new product in a brand new store with 1 review live on the listing, and in the first 4 hours, it did £1,000 in sales, and then it went over to the next day and did £1,500 in sales. So in the first 30 hours or so, it did £2,500 in sales, and that was also with 0 PPC, absolutely not one ad ran. So how do I get so many sales over a short period of time without running huge amounts of advertising, whilst also being on brand new products on brand new stores? And of course it works on not new stores and not new products. Here's the magic sauce. I use influencers to push the products for 24 hours and then a further top-up post a couple of days later. So the magic sauce is use influencers. Not very original. Well, I've used tons of influencers in the past, some of them expensive, some of them cheap, and most of them free. I've paid thousands of pounds for promos and lost money, and I've paid nothing for promos and made thousands. So what gives? What's the magic sauce? Well, lube yourself up because here it comes. The first thing is you need to work with influencers closely to understand who their audience is and what they like. Just because someone has a pet's Instagram doesn't necessarily mean that your cat toy is going to land with their audience. Secondly is give them free reign to promote the product however they want. I've worked with some big influencers, and what they tell me is that when they have a company that tells them exactly what to say, the promotions bomb because it doesn't come across as authentic. However, when the company says say whatever you want, do the promotion however you want to do it, the promotions go really well because then the influencers can create the content in the way that they know will land best with their audience and will come across as really authentic. The only thing that you want to align is the time of posting. Ideally, you want all of those promotions going live at the same time on the same date. If that's not possible with 1 or 2 people, don't worry too much, just get them to do it a bit later or do it a day after. At the start, you're not going to be wanting to pay any influencers because you probably don't have a budget for it. Instead, find micro influencers. So these are influencers that have only a small number of followers. However, they're really enthusiastic about the niche that they're in. This means that you're able to get promotion from them in exchange for a free product rather than paying them to do so. You'll normally find that they'll put so much more effort into promoting the products because it's a big deal for them. So the first thing to do is actually think about how many products you're willing to dedicate towards this. Is it going to be 5 products, 10 products, 20 products? Even if it's just 2 or 3 units you're able to give away to get these promotions started, it's worthwhile doing because every single time you do a promo, you're getting data about what's working and what's not working. The worst that happens is you lose 1 unit of sellable stock and the revenue that would have been generated from that unit. Once you do this a few times, you're going to start to understand what to expect from influencers in different sizes and different niches. Once you understand how valuable that promotion is to you and how many sales that it can provide, you then might want to look at paying bigger influencers or even do like rev shares. So you can start to access bigger audiences for, again, a relatively cheap cost. However, what you don't want to do is start paying people without understanding how valuable those clicks and those purchases are to you. Another little tip is to get your influencers to use Amazon affiliate links so they can pick up a couple of % kickback on any units sold as well. Every single time you do a promotion, you inspect the data. You get the analytics from the influencer and you get the analytics from Amazon. I know that if I drive 30,000 link clicks in a 24-hour period, I am likely to get 1.5 to 2.5% conversion on those link clicks. It may not sound like much, and definitely a 2% conversion on a normal day-to-day Amazon listing I would not be happy with. However, all these people coming to Amazon, they're not active purchasers at this point. They're not going to Amazon to buy, to find the product. They've been scrolling on Instagram and they've clicked a link from their favorite influencer. So the conversion rate probably will be a little bit lower. On those 30,000 link clicks on, let's say, a £30 product, I will probably be expecting to make 500 sales. If the price is lower, you might have a higher conversion rate because it's a more kind of ad hoc purchase. Equally, if you have a listing with more reviews, probably will increase the conversion rate. And finally, the more relevant that product is to the influencer, the higher the conversion rate will be. So as you've not used any PPC for those sales, your margins are quite good. So even if it costs £1,000 to make those 500 sales at £30 per unit, that still works out at a 6.7% total advertising cost of sale, which for a launch or business as usual is a really good percentage. Because you've been able to gain rank quite quickly, you're going to be ranked amongst other people and you're going to start getting more organic sales on your products. So look, you might be looking at some of these figures and thinking, look, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get these sorts of clicks and these sorts of sales. And actually, do you know what? At the start, you're probably not going to. You're going to want to start small and build up. Getting your first 100 clicks, your first 200, 500 clicks, you're going to start to understand how valuable each of those clicks are to you. And then you can work back the numbers. I know that if I want to become bestseller in 3 days, I need to sell X number of units per day, which means I need this many clicks at this conversion rate. So I need this many influencers with this many followers. And you can work back how you can construct a launch to give you the results that you actually want. And all within a budget that is actually profitable for you. On every single promo, just keep testing. For example, at the moment, I'm testing bounce rates. I want more people to get to the Amazon listing because I know if they get there, they're more likely to buy. So I developed a software to help with this bit in the middle. That cost of creating the software was actually relatively low considering the amount of extra clicks I can now get or sessions on Amazon because of the decreased bounce rate. So here's the final and most important tip for your product launches using influencers. Create a narrative around the product. You're not just asking them to promote the product. Oh, I got this product, it's really good, go and buy it. It's not going to work, right? You won't get any sales. You need a narrative. If the product promoted is a dog shedding brush, right? You might get the influencer to go out with their dog, get them really muddy, get them muddy, jumps up and it's all funny. They get mud on their face. Their story then becomes interesting. They do a video bathing the dog and then grooming it and then using the shedding brush and then like painting its nails or whatever. And the dog's really happy. All throughout that time, no promo has been mentioned. They're just showing the product in use. If there's a pain point that the problem solves, you want to see that in action and see it being demonstrated, but no actual promotion happening. After that content has been posted, people might ask, what is that? What's that thing that you use? So on their story, they can say, oh, for people that are asking, this is the product that I used. It's from Amazon. Go and check it out here, like #ad. And then a couple days later, the same influencer can post, oh, a few people have been asking for that link again, and then they can post it again. The key is that the content has to come across as authentic. It also has to be a true representation about how that influencer feels about the product. So you're not going to tell them what to do, what to post. You might give ideas about how they can create a nice narrative and a nice story or a nice promotion, but you're never going to tell them exactly what to do. Let them take control of it, but with some nice guidelines and pointers in the right direction from you. In a quick Google sheet, you can then get the analytics and see how many clicks there were for this influencer, how many for this one, add them all up, how many sessions were Amazon, how many purchases and your unit session percentage, so you can start to analyze that data. And if you ever want to bump your BSR in the future, you can go back to these people and use them again. However, this time you're not going to be paying them with a free product because they've already got it, but you will understand the value of their promotion so you can start to pay them. And if you want to get better results, this video is really going to help you. Remember to get subscribed with them notifications turned on, and remember, you're just one product away. Bye-bye.